So Joe Biden has been president for all of 6 days, and he has signed 28 executive orders already. So he just got in the driver's seat and he's already going 100 miles per hour with no seatbelt on. I'm gonna give you guys a brief overview of each and every executive order that he signed so far. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button and follow me on all of my various social media platforms listed in the description box. I just want to give you guys a brief overview of each and every executive order he has signed so far. And he may have even signed another one earlier today. 28 since Monday, but at this rate, 4 in a day. That's averaging about just over 4 a day executive orders being signed. So just want to give you guys a brief overview of each particular one, and it is summed up perfectly without even putting any sort of political slant on it whatsoever. It's just what this particular order is about. So 6 days, Biden signs a whopping 28 executive orders, dwarfing his predecessors. Yes, he did. Through Monday, January 25th, the 6th day of his tenure in office, President Joe Biden issued a whopping 28 executive orders, dwarfing the number of executive orders issued by former presidents in the initial days of their tenure. Former President Trump signed only 4 executive orders in the first week of his tenure, with a total of 220 executive orders signed in his total time as president. Former President Obama signed 5 in his first week and 276 executive orders in his first 8-year tenure as president. Former President George W. Bush signed exactly 0 in his first week and 291 executive orders in his 8 years, while former President Bill Clinton signed 1 in his first week and 364 in 8 years. So Joe Biden is off to one hell of a start. But getting into these orders, first executive order. An executive order rejoining the Paris Agreement from which Trump withdrew in 2017. The second one, an executive order to promote racial equity. Biden ordered his government to conduct equity assessments of its agencies and reallocate resources to advance equity for all, including people of color and others who have historically underserved, marginalized, and adversely affected by persistent poverty and inequality, as NBC News reported. Implementation, how's any of that gonna look? Third one, an executive order requiring mask wearing on federal property. The fourth one, an executive order coordinating a government-wide COVID-19 response, creating the job of COVID-19 response coordinator. The fifth one, an executive order revising immigration enforcement policies. That order revoked Trump's executive order 13768, which stated that the Secretary of Homeland Security should take all appropriate action to hire 10,000 additional immigration officers. Order 13768 also stated that the Attorney General and the Secretary, in their discretion and to the extent consistent with the law, ensured that jurisdictions that willfully refuse to comply with 8 USC 1373 sanctioned jurisdictions are not eligible to receive federal grants except as deemed necessary for law enforcement purposes by the Attorney General or the Secretary. The sixth one, an executive order undoing regulatory restrictions on federal agencies. The seventh one, an executive order permitting illegal immigrants to be counted in the national decennial population count. Makes no sense in my opinion. An executive order canceling the Keystone XL permit, canceling that pipeline. The ninth one, an executive order banning discrimination on the basis of gender identity or sexual orientation. How's any of that gonna be implemented? Again, how's it gonna look? How's it gonna play out? And the 10th one, an executive order mandating ethics pledge for government appointees. The 11th one, an executive order putting a freezing federal student loan payments. 12th one, an executive order promoting COVID-19 safety. The 13th one, an executive order increasing access to COVID-19 treatments. The 14th one, an executive order to facilitate the gathering, sharing, and publication of COVID-19 related data. The 15th one, an executive order asking government agencies to examine availability of PPE. The 16th one, an executive order establishing the COVID-19 Health Equity Task Force. The 17th one, an executive order to issue guidance to schools as to how to reopen. The 18th one, an executive order telling the Department of Labor to issue new guidance for employers regarding COVID. A lot of these regarding COVID. The 19th one, an executive order establishing a COVID-19 pandemic testing board. 20th one, an executive order to extend the 15% increase to supplemental nutrition assistance program benefits, basically food stamps. The 21st one, an executive order urging the Department of Veterans Affairs to think about freezing federal debt and overpayment collection from veterans. The 22nd one, an executive order guaranteeing unemployment insurance for employees who will not work because of the coronavirus. A lot of these are about the coronavirus. A large percentage of them. 23rd one, an executive order establishing a network of benefit delivery teams. 24th one, an executive order asking the Treasury Department about a series of actions to expand and improve delivery of direct stimulus payments. The 25th one, an executive order telling government departments and agencies to promptly identify actions they can take within existing authorities to address the current economic crisis resulting from the pandemic. 26th one, an executive order making it more difficult to hire and fire civil servants in policy making positions. 27th one, an executive order reversing the transgender military ban. 28th, an executive order to close loopholes that allow companies to offshore production and jobs while still qualifying for domestic preferences. So that is the whole list of all of his executive orders thus far. Whole damn lot. Overwhelming majority are coronavirus related. I will link this article in the description box so you guys can read over it if you'd like. But I am curious what you guys think. Do you like any of those executive orders that he signed thus far? Like I said, most of those are COVID related. The only one that I liked on its face is the 11th one, an executive order putting a freeze to federal student loan payments, which I believe Donald Trump did the same exact thing. The one that I dislike the most on its face is number 7, an executive order permitting illegal immigrants to be counted in the national decennial population count. See, this is why these left-leaning policies are always bad for the economy. Because when you're trying to factor in citizens and non-citizens as far as the allocation of resources, we're talking about illegal immigrants. You're trying to factor in illegal immigrants with the general population, and then we wonder why we don't have enough for our own citizens. Ridiculous. This is why I'm always in fear of what's gonna happen to the economy when you have progressive ideology leading the way. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe button, and blessings to you.